It's Friday, my dudes.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, it's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning. I'm here.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Time to make the donuts.
Good morning to you. Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day.
Oh, TJ. Wonky.
Is it just me, or is Josh cutting out?
Me? Yeah, I was about to ask the same question.
Weird. Oh. Huh. Nope, maybe it's not my headphones. Maybe it's the actual microphone. Because now it's good.
Yeah, it was.
Weird.
Good.
Weird. Sounds good in my head now, though, so it must be better.
Yes, it is.
It is better.
And
It
we
was
hear you
better.
sipping tea or coffee
Oh, God.
or drugs.
Oh, it's coffee. Sipping drugs. Interesting morning.
You have a lot of drugs you can drink over there, Nuka?
I was about to get to that. Yeah.
I don't think so, unless you're drinking lean.
Oh, yeah. Right. Wake up,
I
wake
wonder
up.
if there are any. I mean, I've seen people have like LSD in liquid form and all that kind of stuff, but
There's
I'm going to see if there's any
always,
drugs that are always
like,
liquid.
Alcohol.
There's always like teas of different varieties
Jesus
of
juice.
mushrooms.
Jesus juice, that counts. I would think mushroom tea, sure. Jose Cuervo.
They say the number is impossible to find because they're constantly making all different kinds of, they're talking about pain relievers and syrups and blah 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 blah.
That lean syrup.
Big Pine
Yeah, they
says
say a
they
lean-
buy
pharmacy
that
weed
can
lean
at a
do
scissor.
grocery
liquid
store now.
versions. Yeah, they can make liquid versions of pretty much all drugs for people who can't swallow pills. Oh man.
You can also put them right in the feeding tube if they can't
Yeah,
swallow
Big
pills.
Big Pine says you can now buy weed soda at a grocery store.
Yeah, I've had one. It was kind of ridiculously priced.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you were somebody that edibles and stuff like that actually did something to you, it might have been worth it. Didn't taste bad though. I just wanted to see what it was all about.
Difference?
What was that?
Was there any noticeable difference?
You know, I really didn't do the trial all that well. Because as I was drinking it, I was partaking
Yeah.
in other cannabis type activities. And yeah, I'd have to like really sit down and just do that and then sit and wait and see what happens. But the edibles usually don't do much to me. I don't know why. It's got to be my
You must be
metabolism.
like me. You have the high tolerance.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. And my body's ability
that's
to,
definitely,
you know,
Because if,
get rid
they
of
were
poisons
affecting
and
you,
stuff.
you would definitely know if they were affecting you correctly.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jeremy. Welcome, friend. Welcome.
So, Jer,
So what's been going on, Nuka? Anything new across the pond we're not hearing about?
Well, we have a new commission that's taking place. This is its third day. The same cop that had accused all of these government officials of corruption and political assassinations. So now he got to testify. This is his third day, and this guy brought all the evidence, and he doesn't trust anyone. He bought his own bottle of water. He refuses to shake anyone's hands. He just sits there, gives the evidence, and leaves.
Smart man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Some people out there, like one of the guys doing what I do. I think it was down in Georgia, maybe, or maybe Arkansas, handed a bottle of water from somebody driving by. And I was like, oh, thanks, Drink a little bit of it. Next thing you know, he's laid out on the ground in the middle of the road. And they tested the water, and it had something in it. We're not allowed to accept anything from anyone on the side of the road. A Chick-fil-A driver was driving by. Her order must have been, I've just started seeing these. They actually have Chick-fil-A cars now. Like the whole car. It's not just a little thing on top of someone's personal car. It says Chick-fil-A. It's like white and red design up the side and all that. She came by and handed us food. I was even a little hungry. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm not.
Trust you, Chick-fil-A worker. Don't trust you for shit.
chicken slinging
out
bitch.
there anymore. Yeah. I gave it to one of the linemen, though. They didn't get to have a lunch or anything, and I always got beef jerky and trail mix and all kinds of stuff like that. And we can eat right there on the side of the road if need be. Yeah, it was just a long, shitty week. Just on this super busy road. Like, It's a 4-way stop that a bunch of semis use, bunch of cars. It was from each direction. They just keep coming. And we had to have it stopped all the way up to that little corner. So we always had to have somebody out in the intersection directing traffic. It sounds like fun at first, right? Yeah, I get to play out the... Man, my nerves are so shot.
I bet.
Yeah.
After you almost get hit one time, it's not fun no more. You start to like kind of be scared standing out there. This old man missed me by like maybe 2 inches. Hand up, just told him to stop, was letting some other side go, and I took a step back, thinking he wasn't coming. Nope, never again. No more stepping back without looking always. Ooh. Yeah, it's been I can't say a rough week. You know, it's part of the job. But that was definitely the toughest week I've had to work so far. Even the lineman we were working with, the shit they're doing is horrible. Pulling ropes. They have to go up to each pole and put up a pulley system. And then they pull ropes through the pulleys. And these aren't, your little nylon ropes you get. No, these are big, huge, thick ropes. And they have to pull them through all the stuff, all the way down the line. We did probably about maybe a quarter mile yesterday. And then once they get all those pulled through, you have to then pull all the, you hook a wire to that, and then a machine goes and pulls all the new wire through. Yeah, they're rewiring the lines. And the people there are so sick of it. I got asked like 4 times, how much longer are you guys going to be here? Like, ma'am, I'm traffic.
The whole time, man.
I don't know.
It'll be the entire day.
Yeah. I was like, believe me, they don't want to be here right now doing this job that they're doing more than you don't want them here. This is the worst job and that the linemen have to do. There's no set crew that does this. Each of them have to take turns doing this shit. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody hates it. But guess what? It has to be done. If you want that little switch on your wall to work, at least most of the time, then yeah, this stuff has to be done. I couldn't even imagine. I've been looking at different places like Cuba. You get 4 hours of electricity in most of the places a day. And you don't get to choose when it happens. Like, you use the electricity when they turn it on, and you have all your stuff done before they turn it off. I couldn't even fathom that. I've been trying to think about that. Like, you can't run a refrigerator. That ain't gonna, for 4 hours, that's not gonna do nothing. Yeah, I just couldn't imagine. I appreciate those guys so much more after working out there with them. Up in northern Indiana, we would always talk shit about the power company. There's always one guy digging a hole and 3, 4 guys standing around watching, getting paid all that money, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, because I saw him for 10 seconds driving by. But when you get to stand there and actually watch them work for 8 hours, man, that's some real work right there. And dangerous. 7,200 volts. Even when they have this big insulated extension pole that they stand on the ground. I don't know why they can't do this from up in the bucket. I haven't asked yet. I'll ask them Monday if I'm working with the same crew. These guys are cool that I'm working with now. But from the ground, they extend a pole all the way up there, and they they connect the circuit. It's like flipping this little piece of metal over and getting it to connect to this piece above it. And it like locks itself into place. But they're doing it from the ground with a big long pole. They do wear gloves, but the guy said, even without the gloves, you don't feel anything. Because you know me and electricity, I've played with it a little bit. Never played with anything close to 7,200 volts with a bunch of amperage behind it. That's ludicrous. But yeah, those guys, man, just thank your lineman. You ever see them out there working, wave, say thank you or whatever, because it's not an easy job. But if you like electricity, the Amish could switch them off.
Zach, if you get electrocuted with that kind of wattage, you're going to feel any pain?
Probably not. You're probably going to be dead before you feel anything. Yeah, you might just explode and disappear. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many volts the human body can take before it like just disintegrates. I had a buddy I worked with when I was younger, and we worked about 5 years together in one of the factories, and then he moved down to Louisiana to go work on power at the oil companies. Now they got some big machines out there doing some crazy stuff. And the guy was working on something that was insane amount of voltage, more voltage that's running through the lines. Like the voltage going to the big power lines on the big things that go through fields and stuff and big straight lines. You know what I'm talking about, Nuka? We have regular power lines that run along the road, but then we have huge power lines that like, okay, they go through woods and fields and wherever. They just go to mostly straight lines they try to do.
Yeah.
Well, he was messing with the connection to that and did something. My buddy was facing the other way, working on something, looking the other way, looking down. He said he saw a big, bright, white flash of light behind him and a loud bang, and turned around, and the guy was gone. Just not there anymore. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what 7,200 volts would do. I don't ever want to see it happen. But yeah, I doubt you'd feel anything. It would happen so fast. That's a lot of power, man.
Well,
Kill
I
you
suppose
instantly.
you can take solace in that you won't feel anything at least. Kind of like what they said about those guys that went down Ocean Gate. Apparently, they didn't feel anything. Apparently.
No, it probably killed them immediately. Just totally crushed their bodies. Just split second.
Maybe it
I would
phased
think
that
they
dude
think,
into
you know.
another dimension.
Took him right into
Once you
Bigfoot's
hit the right
living
amount
room.
of power. Sent him back in time. Screw your 1.21 gigawatts.
Right?
Have you guys seen that documentary on Ocean Gate?
Nope.
No.
There's like two. There's one on Netflix and one on I forgot this channel. And even when it was being tested, it sounded like popcorn. You can literally hear it popping, you know, like when you got the seeds and it's making popcorn. The whole time it was doing that. The whole time. And he was recording it. He was the guy, Rush, he was in there and recording all of this, and he could hear it as well. And this oak still carried
It's
on.
the whole thinking.
That guy's an
Yeah, the
idiot.
hull's going to shrink. It's designed. Most of them are like American submarines do that. At least the old ones did.
The whole
diesels,
time it's gonna be making a noise.
if you're diving, because your hull is getting crushed. There's pressure from all sides trying to crush it like a pop can.
Well, all these
So all the
other
rivets and seams and
all
all
these
that
other
stuff.
submarine experts. Yeah, but all of them said the subs don't make noise like that.
Well, no, the big new nuclear diesel ones, or the big nuclear ones they have now and stuff like that are probably built a lot different. But no, it all depends on how thick your walls are and what it's made out of and this and that. But yeah, the pressure when you're inside one of those things, I'm sure those guys that go down in submarines hear all kinds of weird noises that those ships make. I don't know. I've never been in a submarine. I've only heard people talk about it. Good luck getting me into a submarine. When I was at Disney World, I went into Captain Nemo's Adventure, and I didn't like that. The thing never went all the way underwater. It just went down a little bit. And then like the top of the thing was still stuck out of the water, but the windows you were looking out were all underwater. And I wasn't a fan of that. And it's not like we were swimming around. We're on a roller coaster that was just underwater. But no. It was like, I don't like this.
So in Mobile, Alabama, at the bay there, they have a battleship and a submarine. They did. I don't know if it's still there. I'm sure it is. But years ago, I was literally an infant in my mother's arms as we toured this thing. And I was cool on the big boat. And I was cool looking at the airplanes that were out there in the like yard area or whatever, the little entrance area. They had like 3 or 4 fighter planes with the faces drawn, around the cowling and all that. And those were cool because they looked like shit from the Bugs Bunny cartoons. But as soon as we stepped into that fucking submarine, I started screaming, like, get me the fuck out of here. Just the vibe of it had me freaking the fuck out. So yeah, I can't even imagine what it would be like in the water, underwater with the pressure. Yeah, no fucking way, ever.
Going like 500 feet down where the sunlight doesn't barely reach anymore or nothing like that. Ugh, no way.
I used to know the name of it.
So over 3,000 truck drivers, now when we say truck drivers, we're talking big semis rigs, have been removed from the road for English language proficiency violations since June. Since Trump passed that new thing, if you're going to be driving big rigs on our roads, you need to be able to at least read English, but also speak it. But yeah, it's kind of important to be able to read English. The street signs warning you, hey, don't come down this road if your truck weighs more than this. No right turn here, no left. There's certain things that, yeah, I guess there's been a lot of accidents and whatnots. But what this is going to do is this is going to open up a lot of jobs. Now here in South Carolina, you got to pay $3,000 to go to a school to get your CDL, your Class A CDL. They're fighting it right now, the truck drivers, but they think it's some politician's buddy started all these schools up. Nobody was using them, so they made them mandatory. Which kind of sucks for a lot of these young people that might be interested in getting into trucking. $3,000 that's a little chunk of change when you're 18, 19-year-old to just come up with. But yeah, truckers make a decent wage. They really do. And then if you get your own truck, you can make some real money. Yeah, they messed up and told me how much money at work they charge to have certain trucks out in the road, stuff like that. I'm not going to get into details or anything like that. But owning a traffic company, you could make some crazy money. I'm just saying. Like they have to pay because we park a truck behind their truck. So if somebody comes flying down the lane, their trucks are hooked to the buckets that they're up in, working on the power lines. So we have our truck parked probably at least 50 feet behind them, and then we turn our wheels to the right. So even if it like pushes us, it's going to push us off the road and veer away from hitting their truck. They have to pay an insane amount of money. It's not, when I heard it, I thought it was insane, right? It's not super substantial, but it's over $1,000 to have a truck just parked there every day for 30 crews. And he leases these trucks. So probably for having those trucks out there for 2 days on the road parked behind it, pays off that truck for that month. Then the other 18 days or whatever is all profit. And then they pay us on top of that. Then we have bigger trucks, like when we're working in real big zones where they move faster than 45 miles an hour or 45 and up. We'll bring an aero board and a crash truck. So this crash truck is a big, huge truck with a big, long bed on the back and this huge, big concrete barrier that we lower down. So if they run into the back of that, it destroys the barrier, and it's got this big coil system thing on it, but it doesn't even really hurt that truck. I mean, a semi will probably hurt that truck. Like a car wouldn't do any damage to that truck. It'll destroy the concrete barrier, and that's it. And that thing cost insane amounts of money to have out there. But yeah, traffic business, I'm learning, it's a gold mine if you can get one going somewhere and start picking up some work. Oh man. All right, enough about work. I'm off today. I didn't even offer anybody. I'm hoping he doesn't call me this morning and be like, "Hey, can you go cover for so and so?" But I'll say yeah.
What other lucrative opportunities have you heard of?
There's OnlyFans.
I was about to say, that's a pretty obtuse question, buddy. I heard a diamond market is lucrative. What's up, ambulance?
No, if you can get the capital, there's all kinds of businesses out there, Nuka. If you can get into plastics, like plastic mold injection,
yeah.
You lease those machines. The only thing that you can't really lease is the mold. That's going to be the most expensive part. Depending on what you're making, like a 5-gallon bucket, a mold for that 20 years ago was like $400,000. And you have to buy that. They're not going to build that to lease it to you because they're not going to do anything with it after that.
I can kind of relate to what you're talking about with that because. Sorry.
No,
I was just going to say that they have to keep those vehicles running nonstop, and if you have a boss that has a lot of gear like that, I heard you talk about that a second ago. They want to figure out a way to run that machine 40 hours a day, no matter what minimum. Because
they want me to get into a truck.
Right.
That's why they are pushing me to get my own truck, because they want it out on the road. If the truck isn't out on the road and it's just sitting in a lot somewhere, it's not making them money. It's costing them money. And they got a bunch of trucks. And it's crazy the turnover. Like people just doing stupid stuff. Like team leads, people who just get into a truck for the first time. They'll hit something and not report it, like try to hide it. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You
What are you
messed up,
doing
you
with
tell them.
buckets? You said buckets earlier. What are you doing with those?
Oh, like a mold to make a 5-gallon bucket. Something that big. It's like 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. Big
Oh,
giant huge
okay.
piece of
Okay.
steel. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
I
only
thought
thing
you
you
were
have to
talking
pay
about
for.
like electric pole buckets. I'm like, how does that fit into what you're doing? I was so confused, and that totally made my story earlier in chat make no sense to anyone. Like my first high school girlfriend, I made out in a bucket. They're probably thinking, did you clean it out? How'd you fit in there?
No,
I was
yeah,
talking about one of
Luke
those.
asked if there's any more lucrative ideas. This is what my uncle did. He was a salesman for Bluebird buses. They made like luxury buses for like Dolly Parton's tour buses and stuff like that. He worked as a salesman for the high-end tour buses and stuff like that.
Sure,
Well, he
sure.
found
And
a
I think
piece
I
of
told you about that kind of thing too. And a lot of people don't understand the difference between like an RV type, touring situation and a tour bus situation. Is that record
good.
label has so much money invested in that band and their career
Yeah.
and all the jobs from their crew that they basically install roll cages in RVs, and that's what they are. And that's how I met most of the people and got most of the gigs I got because our tour manager owned a tour bus leasing company. Now that is a lucrative career. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Like $500 extra if you go over so many miles. I don't remember the details now, but Phil Anselmo from Pantera needed someone to drive his bus. I think we might have been in Nashville to New Orleans or Dallas, one, so he could score and not be dope sick. And he had to pay like $1,000 to do it and get him back to the tour in the right city. And he said, "Dude, stuff like this happens all the time. It's just easy money." Like, and he didn't even own them. So he just invested. I think he might have owned a couple by the end, like after he was at my tour manager. But you just invest in them and you lease them, and there's a fortune to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
maybe a lot of truck companies might be that way too, like 18-wheelers. I think they might not own all the, 18-wheelers in
Yeah,
the
a lot
parking
of
lot.
companies,
I'm not sure.
like all the machines, the big machines usually at these companies that are, doing making the product or whatever, a lot of those aren't owned by these companies. They lease them from these bigger companies, and it's like maybe a 10-year lease or a 20-year lease or something like that. They're big, long leases. And then once
Right.
the lease is
Yeah,
up,
yeah, yep.
yeah.
Like, I
So
know I'm
yeah, no,
always talking about these heavy bands like Warped Tour and Ozfest, but I remember the Cranberries had their own set of buses just for the USA. And there was 5 buses. They had one crew bus, and all 4 of them had their own bus with, instead of bunks, like a luxury like bedroom for their families and stuff. And they used it for most of their career. I think he only did stateside stuff with them. My memory's a bit foggy now, but yeah, man, if you want to get into a business, there you go. Cthulhu. I'm so bummed that everyone's not calling you Cthulhu yet because I'm a genius and you don't even know. But I mean, yeah, that would be a really good business. And I bet getting your, what's it called, a CDL? Is that right?
Yeah.
To drive a tour
Yeah.
bus? I bet that's not that tough. Especially being
No.
there's no trailers or jackknife.
Yeah, in a lot of the states, you can, like in Indiana, I don't know, it was a long time ago, but you would just go in to the DMV and you could take the test, and then they had like a truck out there that you would have to drive for the test. But there was no schooling that you had to take. Like the booklet was thick and the test was a big test. I was gonna do it, and I was like, man, I don't want to drive my whole life. I'm lazy enough as it is. So I never went to go in and get it. I decided to go do something else. But yeah, I mean, it was never like you have to. But here in this state, you have to go to a school in order to get your Class A CDL.
Okay, I didn't know that. I wouldn't mind it. Like, I always talk to people that live the van life or they're still touring, and they're like, dude, I'd give anything to be at home with a family like you are. And I'm like, yeah, give it about 3 or 4 months, and you're going to be like, dude, I'd do anything to get back out on the open road again. You know, the grass is
Yeah.
always greener when it comes to that one, for sure. I just had a conversation with Watson, I think, yesterday about that. Now they got cabin fever after 2 months of, I think they were literally in a cabin. But I would love it. I'd eat that up. I would just live in there as long as that's
Okay,
worth
as
for a
far as
career.
obtaining your CDL, A or B, without going to a truck driving school, you would have to pass the permit test first and be lucky to have a parent or relative friend that owns a truck and is willing to take the time and train you.
One of my stepdads, one that I've mentioned on a post show, he actually, before we opened for Limp Bizkit in '96, he toured for Limp Bizkit. Has a couple funny stories he told me too. But so he drives trucks, he drives 18 wheelers and tour buses. He usually does like country stuff. I think he did like Willie Nelson and stuff. So Limp Bizkit he was like, "You like that kind of music, son?" I don't know why I did a redneck accent. He's from New York, but either way, you get it. God, that makes, dude. I bet that's a career I could handle too, because there's not a lot of customer service.
Man,
As
these
long as it
people
was with a
yesterday,
cool band.
I mean, I get it. We were out there all week, you know, all day long. You got to be irritated. If you live right down the road from that intersection, every time you go to pull out, there's a big long line of cars. I get it. But it's not our fault. The guys working out there on the road, we don't build the schedule, right? I mean, if it were up to me, hard jobs like this would be done on Sunday and then in the evenings, like middle of the night. They have a hard time working out there at night, seeing and all that kind of stuff, and they don't need that extra stuff. They're already got enough 7,200 volts in their hand. They don't need any more distractions. So I get it why they don't, but that would be the safest time to do it as far as traffic. But that's why we're there. So they can be out there during the day and not have to worry about getting hit or anything. They just do their job. And yeah, pulling those lines, we had to cross the road. So we have to just stop traffic and hold it for a couple minutes at a time. And people get so pissed off. It's like, well, if I send you down there, you're not going to get through. There's lines laying down in the road, like guys standing there pulling them. I'm sorry. This has to be done, though. Yeah, I wish I just put everything underground. But our infrastructure's
Yeah.
been built for the last 80 years this way, so.
Another bonus about driving a tour bus too. It's another one of those major rock star ironies, which I experienced some, but not this. But once you can afford the nice tour bus, you no longer sleep in it. You maybe nap in it, but you go to a hotel and the tour bus driver and that Rico guy from that local band that opened up for us a few days ago is sleeping out there. We're probably playing video games, not getting much sleep at all, to be honest with you. But God, that man, I should have went for that. Hindsight's always 15/15. I don't know what that means.
So Nuka,
I was just
are you
chatting
still
with
there?
Andrew. Where?
Pardon?
So over there in your country, do people, if they like speak out of line, say something offensive, can they lose their jobs for that? Can a company be like, well, you did this on social media and all these people are complaining about it, so we can no longer hire you? Does stuff like that happen over there?
Depends on your race and depends exactly what you said.
Wow,
Fair.
that's pretty heavy. Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
because I mean, a lot of people said
What
some
is it,
insensitive
Cthulhu? Is
things
that Nephilim? Sorry.
after the Charlie Kirk assassination. And a lot of these right wing groups decided to make like a big to do about doxing these people and turning it into their bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even in my traffic job, they told us it would be best to not mention that you even work here if you have a social media presence at all. Do not mention anywhere that you work here if you say anything that would go against our company policies or that would create some kind of, backlash that would then fall on us. We don't even want to hear about it. If we do, you're fired immediately. There's no reprimands, there's no this or that. If we see you making a video in our logo or anything like that, or you say the name of the company, you're fired. Even if it's positive and you're telling people that they should come work here because it's such a great place to work, you're fired. We'll do our own advertising. Thank you, but we got it. Don't mention this. So now I understand that.
So Zach, to sort of answer your question more accurately, in terms of the Charlie Kirk thing, we have a YouTuber and influencer here called the Kifness. He basically makes music online and political satire, that kind of thing. He also had a comment about Charlie Kirk and freedom of speech, and he lost a sponsorship from one of these companies that was, sponsoring him. Yet we also have a couple of other YouTubers. The Kifness is white. And then we also have a bunch of other YouTubers who said similar things along similar lines, but they're black and nothing happened to them. So that's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, we're seeing this happen here, and a lot of people have been either reprimanded and quite a few have been let go. And now I agree with companies. They have the right to do whatever they want to do. A lot of places are right to work state, so they can fire you because they just don't like you. They don't have to have an excuse. They can fire you. Now, without an excuse, you can get unemployment. But if they do have an excuse, then it's a lot harder to get unemployment after that. What I don't agree with is the FCC putting pressure on people to get Jimmy Kimmel taken off the air or suspended or whatever. And now they're telling him he has to make a public apology and give a donation to some fund.
We're flipping right back the other way. This is the same exact game in reverse. It's so obvious it hurts.
Stop this, folks. Stop giving the government ammunition to take away our rights. Because this is getting kind of scary now. I don't want the FCC telling people their opinions that can be shared.
I don't either. I don't want any kind of government overreach where it's not their business.
No, this is
I'm strongly anti-abortion. Passionately anti-abortion. But I don't know that the government's the one to tell you not to.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't it be the government? Just out of curiosity.
Well, okay,
Who else would it be?
Let me take that back. There's a better line. I like the late term shit, and obviously the 9 month stuff. Man, I didn't mean to start an abortion conversation. I mean like anywhere from day after pill to 2 weeks. And by the way, I don't agree with even 2 weeks. I think a life is a life, but I don't know, man. Dangerously close to my body, my choice. Like whenever, one side had an abortion, the other side had the vaccines,
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let me just put it this way. I'm not going to say I don't think they should. It makes me uncomfortable. How's that? Because I know, I get the contradiction in what I'm saying. I was almost waiting for someone to say, so you think the government should let them have post-birth even abortions? No, of course not. But, let God be your choice.
So would you allow any?
If I was the government?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, but that's because I'm so passionately anti-abortion. But I don't like that stance. So I get the contradiction. Like, I kind of wish I wouldn't have fucking opened my mouth. Sorry about that.
It's a great stance. It's the only logically consistent stance, I think.
You think? It sounds like I'm all over the place, even to me, hearing myself say it. Like,
zero tolerance is pretty logically consistent and keeps you from being all over the place. The answer is no every time.
Yeah, it is. But then again, I'm also saying I don't think the government should do it unless
but that's
I'm
their
the
job, isn't it?
So
like,
it is that.
Let's say a group of people were walking around your town, shooting people and looting their houses. Whose job would it be then to step in?
Yeah, I got you. Solid point. I'm going to say it one more time and I'll be done with it. But as soon as I started talking, I'm like, what am I doing? I just dug myself a stupid hole.
Josh is good at that.
Cthulhu, you going to be the fourth member? I don't think Zack said yes yet, but Sunday we had Watson and Grace had to call out, and we're doing our IRONWORX thing, and we brought up the last time we talked about potentially doing one since you're Andrew's got some other stuff going on, but or he would be there too because it's always the three of us calling in to the three of them. But you're more than welcome. Open invitation Sunday. I don't know what time it is for you, but I remember you saying you were awake. Oh, you're gonna do it? Okay, cool. Because I think people. I mean, obviously, like, I would go as far as to say that Have No Spears a deeper show, more credibility, crazy cool guests. I mean, I don't know that I've done that much backtracking since I found Higher Side Chats. Whenever I found you guys, I was like, holy shit, they had him on and him on it. So I think it's time to shine a little light on this wonderful thing we have. This group. We say good morning to each other 3 mornings a week. And I'm not saying the rest of the guys in chat right now need therapy like I do, but it's definitely a helpful thing for me. I have better days on those mornings.
Good. I'm glad to hear
that. I talked to Lowry and Nico about it, and they were like, that's awesome. I had no idea, or I'd try to tune in more often whenever I get up early or go to bed late, whatever it may be. Because he never heard that angle. I think he just thought it was a different show without Cami that's in the morning. So I'm like, man, it's kind of vastly different. They do cover like current conspiracy affairs and space lettuce and stuff, but there's also a personal element to it that someone, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a white dude that goes by a Mexican name, definitely tried to rip you guys off many times so far. But either way, Cthulhu, that's your official invite. I'll even stop calling you Cthulhu. No, fuck all that.
Scientists claim they've made a pivotal step in bringing back the dodo for the first time.
I heard that yesterday
That'll
on the
last
radio.
5 years.
Well, you don't just jump right off with T-Rexes.
Dire wolves. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, you don't just start off with a T-Rex.
Gotta build up to that shit.
Aren't they like notoriously clumsy though? Like, don't they like have a low survival rate, or am I just taking a Family Guy episode and running with it?
Yeah, I think it's most what everybody knows from a dodo bird, I think, stems solely from cartoons.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, at least I admit it.
Wow.
So you were mentioning voltage and being shocked and stuff. I think that it's a short story, but I think it's a little racy for chat. Will you guys backstage post show, if whenever you think of it, remind me? It was so funny. I was sitting here laughing by myself, just thinking of the footage of it. Jackass before jackass.
So what's probate, Josh?
That's when you get really good at it. Wait, what?
That's right.
There's a new law that lets homeowners
Let's
in the state
masturbate.
transfer property without probate.
What? Is that South Carolina?
Let me see. It just says this
It's got to be. Like, we've been able
in
to.
this state.
Okay, no, I thought I had it, but I'm thinking of escrow. Escrow is where the buyer puts the money into the account before whatever is officially sold and finalized. So
Good faith showing that you.
Delaware.
Delaware. What?
We're in Delaware.
So I know here in Missouri, even if you buy a car or if you buy a house or if you have a bank account, like part of your name for a lot of them, it could be your full legal name, and then after that, it would say TOD. T period, O period, D period, and then somebody else's name, the beneficiary of whoever, and it transfers on death. It just transfers on death. As soon as first person dies, that specific thing, whether it's a car, house, bank account, whatever it is, the ownership transfers. That's how you keep all that shit out of probate. That's how I got money from my mom, was because she put a transfer on death to both myself and my sister. So when she passed, none of that stuff went into probate because it was already accounted for and taken care of. We didn't need to rely on the state to figure out how to handle what was left of her estate to divvy up when she passed. She can take care of all of that. That's what trusts are for and wills are for. That's to keep everything out of probate court. So we don't allow the court to decide who, what, where, when, and why things get separated after someone dies.
I knew it sounded familiar because both of Amory's parents died within a couple. My wife died within a couple of years of each other, and I was there for all the closing and all that. And there was escrow situations because my wife has a sister, so a lot of stuff got transferred. So I knew probate came up in escrow in the same situation, and that's exactly what it was. Great story.
That was one of my favorites.
I love that. Oh, thank you. I love that Walt said what all of us were thinking. Where you get really good at it. Walt's a level 97 dick wizard. Shit.
Right?
I'm still an amateur, but by God, I practice and I practice
Sorry,
and I
guys.
practice.
Damn it. No wonder DJ quit, man. Who says that? need a salt filter sometimes because.
So OBS actually has an audio filter you can put on there, and it'll use AI, and it'll cut out specific words that it finds you saying in your live broadcast. It's like a live censor filter.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I told you my thing with OBS though. Like it was wildly. I mean, look how long it's gotten me to get somewhat good, and still have dropped the ball. Like it's probably a good total of 3 times now. You know, once Sunday, obviously. Holy crap! 3 screens wasn't worth all that embarrassment. But OBS, this looks like a nightmare to run while you're doing a live show.
Everything. So you can set it up in your StreamYard. So you basically open OBS, open StreamYard, but then StreamYard, instead of taking like your camera and putting it up there, it takes the whatever output OBS is doing, and it runs it through StreamYard. So you set up your broadcast in OBS and then just stream that through StreamYard, and it makes it a lot easier. But once you get your thing set up, then it's just a matter of opening both and then going live.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, as embarrassed as I was about dropping the ball like that, like hot micing, the only reason why it didn't work, you know those strips you get when you have like an elaborate setup and you have like a ring light, external camera, external mic. Now I've got 3 screens running, just a ton of stuff. So you know those strips that have like a couple USB, a couple HDMIs, a couple USB-Cs, those kind of strips that you get for a setup like that? You know, where you just run everything. Am I still here?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay, so you got to have one of those if you're going to run. God, I haven't done a count, but I'll tell you what. It's not only is it full, but I have to use 2 other inputs from my old one to run the 2 screens and all the stuff that goes with that. Well, the last time I had something go terribly wrong, I just shut my lid. Well, this time I was not going to do that, or never do that again, but all my screens went dark. I didn't know what to do. And I shut my lid, and, well, my external mic was hooked up to another plug and was live for a while. That is fun, dude. God. But you know what I mean? As long as you learn from your mistakes, it's fine. I'm growing.
Starbucks has decided to implement a dress code, and the workers have all. What?
I was just saying I heard this yesterday too. This was pretty funny.
Yeah, as part of the change and to ensure our partners were prepared, they received 2 shirts at no cost. The latest dress code, which took effect in May, requires workers to wear a solid black shirt under their green aprons. The shirts can have short or long sleeves, but may not be sleeveless or expose midriffs. Pants must be khaki, blue, or black denim, without fray at the hems and without patterns. Black dresses are permitted as long as they fall no higher than 4 inches above the knee. It requires shoes be made from waterproof material and be black, gray, dark blue, brown, tan, or white. Socks and hosiery must be subdued. I'm not sure what that means. They're prohibited from having face tattoos, more than 1 facial piercing, or tongue piercings. And it also forbids theatrical makeup. I bet this is what it's actually all about. They're saying it's because you can't tell us that we have to wear a different shirt and not give us, make us pay for our own clothes. It's like, well, yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can. That's what that is.
They've been doing this forever.
Welcome to fucking life. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. So yeah, they're trying to create a welcoming coffee house where people gather and where we serve the finest coffee, right? I get it. Little old lady doesn't want to walk in and buy her coffee from somebody with 8 pieces of metal hanging out of their face and a big tattoo of Satan on their neck.
So every now and again, I'll take off with Michelle early on a Saturday to go do the garage sales with her and her sister. And so that means I'm up super early, and I've usually already had my coffee. But they're always pulling through one of the local coffee chains that's based on community coffee. They call it CC's. And it's not the one that her sister prefers to go to. She's got one she goes to on her way to her work at the school. But this is one closer to her house, so that's the one we always stop at on those Saturday mornings. And inevitably, when the person gets through over-talking you at the window, at the sign, making the order, over-talking you, offering you shit, like, shut up and listen to what I want and stop trying to make me buy stuff. Then you pull around, and the window opens, and there's green, red, orange hair with makeup that would frighten Bozo the fuck away. And it's like, when did clowns start working at fucking the coffee shop? Who wants to see that in the morning? It's ridiculous.
What if you just acted surprised every time, just acted shocked, like scared, like a jump scare when you open the window, and you just take off? Like you got to drive around the building and come back through the drive like, sorry, man, I just fucking panicked. I didn't know what to do when you came out of that window. I just fucking booked it.
Hey guys, real quick, I thought of you guys because of you guys bringing up the whole Cracker Barrel thing. You're gonna have to click on this in YouTube chat. I just posted it. Trust me, you're all gonna love it, I'm sure. But this is definitely for you all. Or do you want me? Would you rather me post it in Teams? You see it? Oh.
I don't see anything yet.
I don't see it.
I did. I saw it roll by.
Oh, there it is.
Get it.
Yeah, I see it there now.
Tell me that's not like just the best shirt ever.
Yeah, I need that shirt like today, especially the one that has Black Tooth Grin under it. Oh, fuck, that's great.
Yeah. The last time I got that excited about a shirt, it wasn't like a.
I got it right now, Walter. I'm sharing it.
You got it? You did? Okay.
Yeah, have you guys seen that T-shirt that has like the Guns N' Roses cross, but it's instead of like the members of Guns N' Roses on each tip, it's the Golden Girls?
I have. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I definitely hurt myself trying to get to the store and buy that one. Are you able to share that up on your screen or no? I'm sure they would enjoy.
Cracker Daryl.
Man, I don't know how he plays that game.
She said, what did she say? That she, I can't think of the wording. But she, like, missed the boat when it came to everybody loving the old-timey aesthetic at Cracker Barrel. And that was one of the reasons that people went there. Because it didn't look like some futuristic McDonald's that they have now where there aren't even seats to sit at.
That's how it started. It's like 1920s rustic that started in fucking like 1960. It's always been a throwback since day one.
Yeah, always. That's the whole appeal of Cracker Barrel. Going into old-timey world again. Sitting on a rocking chair.
It's a place you can go with like a church group or some old people, you know, or your grandparents. It's just this nice, like, chill, middle ground place where you know that you're going to get like a pretty good price for a pretty good meal, you know? Like, you never know what you're going to find.
Food definitely changed. I forget when, but the food, in my opinion, used to be better.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, it seems like most things nowadays seem to be microwaved. It's like all cooked and frozen and put in a little packet, and then these cooks, if you can call them that, cut open a package, put it on a plate, throw it in a microwave, and then get it out to you. Now, I know it's not all done like that, but it seems like a lot of these big corporations have been going down that route over the last 20 years.
I don't know how I used to eat Taco Bell.
Worked in that field. Josh, did you ever notice them changing out from using the grills less and using like microwaves and things like that more?
I mean, sometimes sort of, it really just depends on who's running that kitchen, what sort of kitchen they're going for. I've noticed a lot that making everything from scratch is now sort of the shtick for a lot of restaurants. We're a restaurant, but we make it all from scratch. Once upon a time, that's how all food was made.
That's how it was done. Yeah, that's called cooking.
Right.
Now it's like a delicacy to have somebody actually prepare the food right there.
My mom still does, dude. She makes the best fried green tomatoes and stuff like that. So good. I could probably enjoy more soul food than I'm willing to try, to be honest with you. But yeah, like even Taco Bell, like did they change the ingredients or is that just my taste buds grew up? I honestly can't figure that out.
Both.
Fiduciary responsibility, Rico. Fiduciary responsibility. If you're a publicly traded company and the public and you have shareholders, then your duty is to the shareholders. You would think Taco Bell as a restaurant would be in business to produce food for the public to buy. But in fact, their whole business model as a restaurant, Taco Bell, exists only to make money for the shareholders. If that means they got to stop using cow and substitute horse meat, by God, that's what they're going to do as long as it makes that shareholder money, because that's their job. If they don't increase profits, that's how you lose your job. You can be criminally prosecuted if you do not consistently increase your profits for the shareholders as a publicly traded company because of that fiduciary responsibility.
You could be prosecuted. I knew you could be fired.
Yeah,
bought off. And
I'm pretty sure.
Like a balloon settlement.
I'm pretty sure that's right. You can be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it's a publicly traded company. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because you're dealing with a bunch of other people's money, and if you're doing that, willy-nilly and decide, hey, this is going to lose money, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is my opinion, then yeah,
you're responsible.
You're going to lose. Yeah, you're responsible for those actions and all that loss of money.
That's crazy, man. What a world. It makes me think of, what was that? Was it Wall Street? Or yeah. I know Wolf of Wall Street. That's a really good movie. But what was the one that they made a remake of? Was it an 80s? Or was it just called Wall Street? It was where the first time America was really introduced, like how intricate the greed of, the corporatocracy really truly is.
The one with Michael Douglas.
Yes.
Which I'm pretty sure was just Wall Street.
And there was a second one too. I think it might have been someone like Shia LaBeouf, or someone like that was in it.
That was Wolf of, I believe, with maybe Leonardo.
No. They made a definite sequel to. Actually, I would probably call it a remake of just Wall Street too. But Wolf of Wall Street's got the same driving agenda to it.
How could you remake Wall Street? I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to introduce you to this life. 35 years later, ta-da!
I don't think I hated it. Oh, well, they definitely upgraded it for the times.
Right. So they're introducing you to something you've been aware of for 35 years. Ta-da! Wah, wah, wah. Who gives a fuck?
I bet you're fun at parties.
Idea. I'm the reason I don't go to parties.
As a party guy.
That was great.
Yeah, I'm right. It's Shia LaBeouf. It was called Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. And Michael Douglas was in that one too.
Bam! Get him, Rico.
Bazinga.
Money never sleeps.
Never.
Well, I mean, I will say that
small hat.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't watch it a second time, so that's kind of telling because I'm one of those guys that watches, good cinema over and over.
Over and over, right? Like you're supposed to.
And then the commentary tracks, and then the outtakes, and the making of, and how that shot was done, and like I nerd out almost as heavy as I nerd out on music on cinema.
$16, you can get a Cracker Barrel T-shirt for $16 over on TeePublic. $12.95 on Printerville. Got them everywhere.
Good. Yeah, I got this amazing shirt from this girl. She said it was from China. It's kind of got like a silk vibe, and it's the cover of the new Deftones record. And it's so well made. Like, it's unbelievable. She was like, I thought since you hadn't mentioned it, you didn't get it. I got it, and I was expecting crap because a lot of import shirts are real cheap. And I'm assuming that Cracker Barrel shirts at that price got to be,
I'm looking
like,
how to order one right now. There's quite a few different places offering them, from the whatever the TikTok shop is to like real t-shirt companies like that do, print on demand type crap. So I guess it just depends on who you're getting it from. Usually if it says Comfort Colors, it's a good shirt. Or wait, what's the other one I always get when I'm tie-dyeing? Shit, it won't come to me. Hey, what am I hearing? I keep hearing something. I gotta go check it. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll be here.
So the annual elk breeding season is underway in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. That starts, well, I guess it's not too early. We're still in September though, but yeah, they're at high elevation. Like down at around 800 feet up there in northern Indiana. Usually it starts beginning of November, end of October. They'll start, they call it rut season. And it's more dangerous. We'll just say that. It's like giving all these animals a big shot of steroids.
Why single women don't go to the strip club.
Yeah. The testosterone levels are so high this time because they're going out to, make more babies. And they fight everything. Anything and everything. They'll fight your car if you get it too close. And the females, they're like super protective of their calves during this because a lot of the males will kill the females' calves so they can start becoming fertile again. If they have a baby feeding on them, they're less likely to be able to, be taken by another man, by a male. So yeah, they're like super protective. The females are, the bulls are super aggressive. And they tell you, you don't want to be within 50 yards of them at this time. Like, there's a real good chance you're going to have a bad day. If they think you're entering their territory and they don't want you there, they're going to let you know. But yeah, if you're out there in the wilderness playing and you're not, maybe you're doing it for the first time and you think, oh, look at that big, beautiful deer there with that big rack and antlers, and for some reason he's huffing and puffing real hard. I'm going to go pet him and calm him. No. Back away and give them plenty of room right now. Now is not the time to go befriend one of these big wild beasts because they don't want to be your friend right now. They've got other things on their mind, and it's not friendship with you. Oh. Yeah, just wait, a few months. Let them get that out of their system. Let their testosterone levels come back down to normal. And then you can go get killed by one of them. But yeah, you see there's thousands of videos of these morons getting out of their vehicles and walking up to these giant wild animals. They're like the size of horses almost. They're big. And the males have a big antlers on the top of their head.
But I've seen them in the Disney movie talking to each other. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's just a teddy bear, right? It's just a cute little bear. It won't hurt you. They had to put down a bear that walked into a Dollar General not that long ago this week. And
So a bear walks into a Dollar General. I couldn't even get it out. Sorry.
Oh,
that was for
man.
you, Walt. And I actually do wonder how you're supposed to clean this. I
Wait,
don't know
I
what
missed
laser
it.
cleaning even means.
What happened? I
It's
missed
in
it.
the YouTube chat. I sent a photo of someone bought me this shirt, and she was convinced that I wasn't going to get it because it took like a month and a half or so to finally arrive.
Yeah, Banner,
I
those
never.
moves
Wait, I'm sorry.
are
I got distracted by the
ridiculous.
photo that Josh dropped in chat.
It's still on the main screen
Josh, you okay?
towards the top.
What happened? I didn't see it.
I'm checking on Josh because he's got way too many fucking screens.
You guys thought no shit, are you? Are you going?
Oh my god. You didn't have that many screens when I was at your house. I know you didn't. I would have tried to get you some help then.
Wait, who are you talking to right now?
To Josh, I said I'm distracted right now because I got to the picture. I thought you dropped it in the show chat, so I went straight there and I saw there was a picture, so I clicked on it and I saw what the picture was, and I looked back and I'm like, oh, that's Josh dropped this picture, and so I got concerned because
Oh,
so I
gotcha,
see
gotcha.
7 fucking screens at least there, and I'm concerned about him because at that point he's got to be glowing in the dark at night when he turns off the lights.
Josh, I can't even handle 3, so just do your best.
I was supposed
The
to
worst
say,
part is
I don't even understand that dude, how his brain works now.
the
He's not
worst part
talking, so
about
I think he
me
might have passed
is
out
last
already.
week. Last week I was bragging, like, "Hey, I'm just like Lowry now. I got 3 screens."
Sorry, I'm back. I had to go get coffee. Did I hear me?
Oh, so you missed all that.
I missed every last bit of it.
There was concern for you, mostly. Rico dropped a picture, I thought, in this show chat, so I went and
Oh, you
found
didn't
the
see it?
picture. Not yet. I saw the picture Josh dropped, thinking it was from you, and I looked at it and went, holy crap, what is this? Now I'm worried about Josh glowing in the dark at night, because, like I said, if he'd had that many screens in there when I was there, I would have went, hey, bro, let's sit down and talk.
Oh, no, there were this many.
You had that many up when I was there.
When you were here, I was using my phone, so technically there was a 7th screen that I was using.
Oh, yeah, my phone is up too.
Oh, we never actually did a show while I was at your house. I guess that's why I didn't notice. And
They
I
were
was,
all up, just never, none of them used.
There was a couple
I could
of
feel
animals around that might have distracted me too. So
I could feel a screen race coming on. I've got 3 on my computer. My phone's
I'm
always
gonna have
there.
to buy
I'm
some more
always
screens.
controlling
I
chat.
didn't know.
And my 65-inch that hangs behind, like, to my left whenever I'm doing the show. I just found out how to shoot the signal to that too from my laptop. So that's 5. Let's make it ridiculous, like boss level Matrix. Is it part 3? You know, the really dumb speech in the Matrix 3.
I saw it one time and don't remember anything about it.
Remember a band called Nothing Face?
Maybe twice. Dude, they were like my favorite band ever. I got to meet and hang out with them at the local place here in Lafayette, like for hours afterward. Me and Matt talking about conspiracy stuff. Yeah, dude, Matt was so fucking awesome before he passed away.
I went to see the Matrix 3 with those guys.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And I scored the singers some kind of painkillers before I got crazy on those. And the guitarist with the big beard was all like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, "Because he asked me to." Is that bad? He's like, "Yeah, dude, he's a fucking junkie. We're trying to get through this tour." I'm like, "Fuck." That's how much.
Well, when they came to Lafayette, it was one of those situations where we had known they were coming, and we were so pumped up because we were like, they were really super underground here as well. I mean, they just never did get huge. And this was probably for their everyday guide to modern atrocities. Is that it? Yeah.
I'm thinking of the silver. When we opened up for them, they were on that silver record. You know,
Violence. Yeah. Yep. Fucking A. I love that album. It's
me and
probably
Walt's
my
forever
favorite
having
album by them
conversations.
is that album. But on that tour, they came through and like we knew they were coming. Me and the buddy I went with, and we were pumped up. We were like, yeah. And so, you know, at that time in life, things were a little less easily acquired as far as cannabis is concerned. So we kind of had planned ahead and stashed some for this event. And I had probably 4 or 5 nice doobies rolled up in a little container I kept around my neck for safety purposes. And while they're on stage, Matt's going like, hey, dude, we're on tour, and it has been dry in the last 3 cities we were in. Please tell me somebody here has got a fatty. And so I pulled one out, fired it up, handed it to him, you know, and like he was instantly went and told his dude to give me a pass and bring me backstage. So that's why I got backstage. It was a drug-related thing. That's too funny.
You know what? I just remembered they called me the video shoot for the first single of Violence. You know, because they got upset when we went to the Matrix. Over, it was probably Laura's house back then. This is forever ago, like
back in the day, right?
1 or 2, you know. But I was like, man, he's dope sick and he's not doing well. You want me to go get him some liquor, maybe? Okay, you can buy him some liquor, but we're going to start calling you the positive vibe technician so that you can. There's like rules to stuff you can have on video sets. You know what I mean? So they had to call me something and pretend that it was tea.
Right.
I love how whenever I'm on your show, for some reason I can't think of the most obvious words, but there's
it's
standards
too early in
for
the morning
video.
for vocabulation, man. Don't you know that?
So South Park didn't make their. This is rare. They usually make it, but they had to cancel Wednesday's episode. It wasn't because of the content or anything like that or upsetting people. They said apparently when you do everything at the last minute, sometimes you don't get it done. This one's on us. We didn't get it done in time. Thanks to everybody and the fans for being so understanding. Tune in next week. Okay, I guess it's not really news, but...
Was it a parody that they had to take down the Charlie Kirk episode? Or was that real? They didn't?
No, they just said that they didn't get it done this week. Because they do everything the week before. Like,
No,
they
what
don't
I'm
get
talking
all the
about was
episodes done.
definitely a Charlie Kirk thing, so it must have been like a parody. It must not have been real, because it was definitely a Charlie cake. They were talking about Charlie Kirk.
Oh, in the episode that was supposed to air?
No. After Charlie Kirk got shot, or whatever, didn't get shot, I don't care. I mean, I do care. But I saw something going through Instagram Reels that was some guys, and they were acting like they were addressing Trey Parker and Matt Stone about taking down the Charlie Kirk video, and I couldn't quite tell if it was a parody or not. So I'm guessing it was. It kind of would have been bigger news if that was real, right?
I haven't heard
But
anything
Jimmy
about
Kimmel
it.
doesn't like. Jimmy Kimmel probably doesn't like that that's still up.
Yeah, I'm kind of,
Just as random.
I mean, the news and these people have been lying to us forever. Why all of a sudden now, this lie that he said? And maybe he was mistaken. I don't know, but whatever. It was wrong. It was bad information. But it was, they all do it all the time. And I get it. They have, Trump has a big backing right now to do something about this because people are very emotional right now. Everybody needs to take a step back, take some deep breaths, let a little bit of time go by, and then when cooler heads prevail, let's start deciding what's going to happen. Because right now, people are hot and mad, and they're calling for blood. And
yeah, they absolutely need to take a little time. The same way I do with conspiracies. I don't like to come out and give my opinion right away because it's too early to tell. Both he died that day not by the exact narrative, to be honest with you, and that it was a squib and didn't die. I've seen convincing videos on both sides. I'm leaning towards he's a dead man. I really am. But yeah, man, the same way I'm taking a couple weeks to come out with my opinion on what happened to him. Same thing with all these people rushing to, censor whatever side's being censored. Man, and the kids coming out on the TikTok and whatnot talking about they're glad he's dead and all that. Like, man, what kind of society we turned into? We haven't always been like this.
I mean,
we have always been violent, but no.
It's no different for these children, right? When we were young and we said insensitive things that, we're not going to say in front of our parents or other adults, but sitting around in our hangout spot, I'm sure we all said horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But we didn't have an option to put it out online. A lot of these people are immature, young, naive, don't realize what they're doing. And they've never, that's a hard world to live in. Being able to put something out to everybody at that young of an age. I am so glad the internet wasn't around when I was young.
Oh, yeah. Apparently that shit's forever, too.
Yeah, Ian, kind of like a plan, isn't it?
Not if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, it's hit and miss, but about 40% of your shit will be gone forever. Nobody will ever be able to see it, find it, or know it ever existed. So at least in that case, you'll be safe.
Oh, that's true. But you know what? If I'm not having fun, I'm going to quit doing it anyway. I've said that from the get-go. When it gets unfun,
I'd have given up years ago.
Complaining about weird stuff. But yeah, speaking of just being sensitive, when I was young, I hate to kind of admit this. I'm sure this is going to, be a little bit of a jaw dropper, but because of the way he died, I didn't boo-hoo or anything, but my eyes watered up, shed a couple tears when Jeffrey Dahmer died in prison because of the way it happened. And, I don't know.
All those starving kids in Africa? Just a
I don't know.
Total waste. Jeffrey Dahmer dying in prison. While we still have world hunger. I mean, really?
I can bad joke you, dude. I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't know.
That's not.
Well, bad jokes, sure.
Hard to hear jokes.
Central Park.
I'm so good. The best ones I ever heard were in the Christian hardcore band. Walt, you were listening to A Plea for Purging not too long ago.
Yeah.
Some of the dirtiest, worst jokes I ever heard in my life was in that band, ironically enough. That's where I heard the bloody teddy bear joke. And I was just I'm sure the look in my eye must have been just.
It's as far as jokes go, it's one of the best ones. One of the it's such a good joke. And I think part of it is because it's hard to hear, the bloody teddy bear. When somebody asks for a dirty joke or a bad joke or an inappropriate joke, that's my go-to every fucking time.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Because it's such a good bad joke.
It's so harsh, man. Whew. I wonder what percentage of your audience knows the bloody teddy bear joke. I'm definitely not going to say it.
I hope it's low.
Because I kind of like them liking me somewhat.
So a couple things in chat just to point out. I see posts saying people accepted the big C, the fake attack on Trump, the Epstein list being gone, and now this with all protocols out the window. Not a journalist raising an eyebrow. They discuss me. Bloody wimps, the MSM ones at least. So, I mean, historically, there's this whole fake put up in the media, interesting place for it to be, image of the gung-ho reporter going out there and doing that story to uncover the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That doesn't last very long because there's that whole, we're not going to let the truth get out thing. There's the whole, the fact that the government hands them their fucking stories 9 times out of 10. etc. So the fact that journalists aren't doing anything, blah, 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 they're part of it to me, Post. That's just my opinion, probably wrong. I did
Post on
see
top of that, if I was a journalist and I got to look into stuff, I've seen enough convincing, if maybe not the squib and the 347 hats and the Kill the King ritual and all that.
Thank
really,
you.
Really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
His little security guy with all the hand symbols, and they show you the pictures of what they mean. Like, so Post, I'm not saying, I am not putting my foot down on either side of this fence. I don't want to be misconstrued as thinking I have it figured out. I just don't like to jump to conclusions.
Well, I was going to get to that as well. Actually, I saw, I think it was Dan. Was that who said it? Let me go back. I'm sorry. It rolled up. Oh, no. Dan had said they wanted a right-wing version of George Floyd riots, probably. And that's exactly what's happening, is they have to swing the pendulum back the other way now.
Black and white. I saw a video on that, black and white.
Said it. Oh, Post said it. Just saying he wishes the wife hadn't posted the picture or the whatever of her stroking his hand. And I'm like, yeah, I did see a person breaking down the fact that she had a big G ring on her fucking hand that was highlighted. And, you know, we're kind of all familiar with the G. Plus that 47 is the actual, is the angle of degrees that's in the compass thing that's part of the Mason symbol is 47 degrees. And I mean, how many times did they tell us that it was 33 hours of, you know, trying to find him? I mean, it's obviously.
Yeah, I know.
And I think it was Laura maybe last chat saying that where it took place was like some kind of perhaps not a candelabra. Damn it, there's a word for it, but I'm too sleepy to figure it out. Fuck. What's the little lamp? Menorah, that's it. Menorah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all at this point. So
and his ring finger moves from his ring finger to his pinky, too. Yeah. There's a lot of...
Yeah.
You know, like, I understand film glitches, but some of them are just like, okay, what the fuck?
Smith Knight. Yeah, you're right, Laura.
I'm definitely not into the mainstream narrative. There's no way that dude broke down his gun, put it in his pants, jumped that far down, ran, put it back together, and left it in the woods. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. There's just no way.
Absolutely not. And so the other thing that I just am not understanding is that you know, I see David even saying he just doesn't understand people celebrating when someone dies. That's, you know, not anything new in this unfortunate world that we sometimes find ourselves in. It's just the current place, the shine of the spotlight is lighting up this fact, but it's a fact. It is just a fact that people have celebrated.
They're hurting their own party so bad right now. The way I look at it, I was thinking about this yesterday. Think of like a really big-breasted bird with two little tiny wings on each side. And you have liberals and conservatives that are the big giant breast in the middle. And then right down the center line, you have the smart people that don't pick a side, that know it's all bullshit. That line's quite small. But there's a lot of...
we're being slapped in the face the whole time, too.
But that's what it tastes immediate.
And then there's a lot of...
They're throwing it at us because they know that we see it. You know, the liberals... They know.
And the conservatives can all talk to each other normally. They can have a conversation without it being about politics at all. They can talk about sports. They can work together. They can do everything together. But then you have these left-wingers and these right-wingers. I don't consider them liberal or conservative. These are like the extremists. And it's a very small group compared to the most of the nation. But they yell the loudest, and they do the most abrupt things to get attention. Can't the wings just leave us alone, everybody else alone? You all go find some battleground and fight it out. Leave all of us normal people alone.
Yes. Man, the right wings could be just as bad. This guy at Walmart yelled at me because I was like, I don't think Trump's assassination attempt was real, and I do think he sold out to Israel. And this was after like a good 5-minute conversation in line. I gave him a tinfoil sombrero, a business card, and he got mad and just walked away with such attitude and like just temper that the lady that checked us out was just like, whoa, that changed on a dime. And that was a right-wing Trump guy. Like, yeah, both sides need to stay away from their extremes. Why can't they be 25-75, a good dual guitar mix, where you still can hear both sides on each side of the car? I guess, Walt, that was for you. Sorry. It made sense to me. You know, actually even better, like 60-40, 40-60 panning. Now I'm going to go back to 25-75 because I love when a speaker goes out in a car and you can only hear, like Pearl Jam, you can only hear Stone's guitar part. And I was like, that's cool.
I mean, there's so many of us that, you know, my neighbors on both sides, I consider them liberals. They don't like Trump. It doesn't let them run their lives. They don't get super emotional over every word the man says, or vice versa on the other side.
Right.
It's just, there's a lot of good liberal people. There's a lot of good conservative people. And then there's the extremes. We need to get
Oh,
rid
did
of
I
that.
annoy you, little buddy? I didn't mean to annoy you by being myself. You'd love me. You'd be begging to hang out the next month. Like, dude, you're fucking crazy. I love you. High fives and shit. I'm gonna win them all, guys. No, I don't care. But you know
Where's
what?
Andrew?
Talking shit about Cthulhu.
Is Andrew
I
jumping
was
in
just
at all?
on the phone with him. I was on the phone with him 5 to 10 minutes before you guys went live. He's done it a couple times. It's really weird.
You doing all right?
Can't say.
Okay.
Can't say. I think whatever it is, it's survivable, and that's all I kind of know. It's super ironic that Lowry and Nico have something they need to do for a couple weeks. And if I'm not mistaken, Andrew's got something that's going to be going on for like a good month. That's why I'm just texting you guys with such urgency. I'm like, hey guys, not only do I not have guests, I don't have co-hosts. There ain't no way I'm sitting in front of the laptop by myself 2 hours. Even though I did start prepping for it, I made up a new segment called Zoom scrolling instead of doom scrolling because I want to play funny shit too, but just a bunch of quick little TikTok linked videos, reactions, just as a little opening segment. I thought I would try that.
So I just
basically
dropped
for 2 weeks. I think I'm getting sorry, dude. I think I'm getting a Hurricane Rico couple of weeks, so I'm kind of excited to
Nice.
spread my wings.
So I just dropped a picture there, Josh, in the chat.
All right.
This
Go away.
lady supposedly found these doodles in caves all over the world. And they're supposed to be like 40,000 years old, they're saying. Who knows? They could have been made 2 years ago. I don't know. But what it reminds me of, when I was on Walkabout, I had met some people who had these symbols like tattooed all over their hands and arms and stuff like that. And they were hobo symbols. Back in the day, you know, when hobos were more prevalent and a thing and you'd see them a lot more often, there were certain towns that they weren't welcome. So on the way into that town, on a little post along the side of the road, there'd be a little marking that would say, avoid stopping in this town. Sometimes it'd say go around it, or, you know, you can make your way through, but don't stop, things like that. Or it'd be like another symbol that would say, hey, there's a lady here that will give you food for work and a place to sleep. And there you'd see that symbol, then you'd go find that symbol, and you know that that lady's house, this house right here, is a house that they will offer you, sustenance for a day's work. And there's all kinds of these different symbols that hobos have. That normal people, if you never learned it, it looks like a child's doodle, like a little squiggly line or something, or a spiral, or this and that. Well, that's what a lot of these things look like to me. Or like the old hobo language, warnings and things like that.
Are you sharing this, or do you want me to share it?
I'm sharing.
Okay.
Which screen?
I have a producer right now, so
yeah, it's on the YouTube.
Trouble.
They're seeing
on
it on
YouTube.
YouTube.
You'll have to see it on YouTube. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Josh's 7 screens.
One of the 4 large ones. Not on my laptop.
Oh shit! I didn't even see Luca drop. Thank you, Nuka. Cthulhu.
Did he ever answer me? That'd be
I don't
cool if
know.
he showed up.
I thought
on
he said
Friday.
yes.
I mean, on Sunday. I think he said yeah, but I'm not going to hold him to it.
Well, he doesn't have to. I was just going to do that, and I wanted Andrew too, just because that's just usually who's live on your show. But honestly, I want to focus more on how much the show means to us than, your repeated guests that you have somehow acquired.
Cool deal. I'm about it.
Thank you guys so much. Seriously, you guys saved my life over and over.
We make really good first guests for people to warm up with, test the waters,
Dip their toe
really
in the water, right?
fill in gaps too.
Wait, what was his name?
Oh, you're talking about Hurricane
Go
Reef.
ahead.
I'm talking
Or
about
do you actually do a bunch
IRM.
of people's first?
Yeah, a bunch of people's
We've
first.
done a couple. We've done a few.
I can't
How many
believe you guys
people have
had
come out as flat
Marzinski
earthers?
on.
On our show, how many people came out?
Mark
and said,
Devlin?
"The earth is flat"?
I found out
Oh,
Mark
yeah.
Devlin on my own, but the fact that he came out on your show, to me, is like a huge,
Crow 777.
Crow came out on our show.
Yeah, he came out as a flat earther on our show
oh,
too.
shit.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-hour show too. He's like, "I got an hour
Yeah.
for you at the beginning." It's like, "Yeah, no problem, man. Cool."
Yeah, that dude was
Sit down,
having
just started
drinks and
bullshitting.
stuff with us. I know, right?
Yeah, he went and got a drink and settled in.
I avoided going on anybody's shows for like the first 5 years of the 10 years of being a flat earther because I was scared of it. I'm gonna punch Dave Weiss one day when I'm not drunk. Well, he's the guy that convinced me that I should do it, and then I started obsessing over the idea.
YouTube Studio just sent me a notification, not a notification because fuck all those notifications on my phone. But when I opened it up, I saw that they had told me that, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday or the day before. The day before would be, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, but the IRM YouTube channel turned 9 years old. Which I thought was interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
You'd think we'd get a play button at a decade just for having done it a decade for YouTube, but YouTube won't give a shit because they keep cutting our numbers. 100,000 subscribers, bullshit. Give me a decade worth of steady streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube don't care.
Yeah. I just melted down.
I'd take a picture,
We've
create
had quite a few
NFTs.
people that are we've had quite a few guests that are now flat earthers. I mean, non-flat earthers. Patricia Steer was set up to do a show either in a week or 2 weeks. Darren's been on. I said that like it was a bunch. It seems like there's just been a few people. Like, just, I don't know how much I believe them. Didn't mean to change the subject. You guys go ahead. Actually, you know what? Can I take 30 seconds? I'll make it a quick version for post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm calling that little segment I'm going to try out on Sunday. And if it bombs, it bombs. I don't care. But I'm calling it Zoom scrolling. And he pointed out that Tripoli has a show called Doom Scrolling. And they're doing the exact same thing, only I'm going to mix some comedy in there too to make it, because our whole theme is sombrero, because we try to be the light version of a conspiracy channel. You know, we try to laugh about as much as we can laugh about with what guests we can laugh about it with. But what's his name that goes to all the events? Benjamin Balderson, was selling me a jar of that mead, that mead, and he was in a good mood, and he was like, "I just found out that I'm about to do Tripoli's show, Tinfoil Hat." I was like, "Oh, really? Well, can you tell them this for me? And if it picks up, I could just know in my heart. He didn't have to know my name or anything." And I'd already met him at this point, but at a comedy show, and just didn't feel like going into it, Tripoli. But I was like, every time he makes fun of XG, his co-host, being an illegal alien, I'm like, why don't you call him Tinfoil Sombrero since your show's Tinfoil Hat? Well, it never picked up. I guess it wasn't quite as funny as I thought, so I changed my screen name to that, and Dave was like, you should make a show out of that. So the whole name is a big Tinfoil Hat ripoff. So I'm trying to stay with this, you know, and my nickname really is Rico. So I'm already a white dude with a Mexican name. So it's just a whole theme ripping him off. I'm guessing you didn't see the show where I have a really fucked up tramp stamp. Sam Tripoli is talking about getting one. So I opened like 2 or 3 weeks ago, opened episode showing a picture of mine going, if people think I ripped this off from Tripoli, that's a bridge too far. But yeah, Post, I'm fully aware that I'm ripping off. It's kind of a theme at this point. Hey, look at me. Have me on your show. Balderson's a good dude too. Does anybody have his number? He keeps saying he'll come on the show, and I can't ever find his email.
I'm sure I could find it.
I don't have his direct number. I just saw him live last night or night before, something like that.
Well, I know Karen did forward an email to him for me. He forwarded it to, she forwarded it to him for me. Oh, by the way, thanks for the 30 seconds post. I hope that was worth it. But yeah, that's why my show's called that. Like, I'm intentionally ripping homie off, but try to be tongue in cheek.
I'll hook you up later. I thought of that.
Okay, cool. Because he said he would do the show, and he's an infinitely interesting dude. I can't drink his meat anymore, though.
I'd be curious what his
can't fuck with his dabs either.
Shipping situation is. I just can't get those fucking dabs out of my brain.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the meat. I was like, it probably looks a lot
the
like
mead. I took a few sips of the mead, and if I was a drinker, I could have seen how that would have made quite a day.
I still got the jar over here with some in it, sitting here in the studio.
Well, when you said I thought you were talking about that when you said shipping situation, and the first thing I thought of was like the General Lee and the Duke voice, only they both kind of favored Benjamin Balderson for some reason. My brain is fun.
What is going on?
I think I've just about worn out my mute button. I think that's what was going on with my headphones and my microphone earlier. Because I used that manual mute on my mixer, and I think I've just about worn it out. So when I don't come through all the way, that's what it is. Need to get a little rubber mallet or something so that I can whack my mixer when things start going wrong.
Jonathan Jersey method.
Right. Still no word from him. I reached out a couple times. I guess my next move is going to be to reach out to his son, which I've avoided. But because he and I aren't friends, but I might just have to go ahead and send him a message over there on Facebook anyway. Hey, make sure your dad calls me.
What are you doing?
Dude, my ankle's bleeding again, and I blew out a bicycle tube last night on my last cigarette. I'll give you guys $5 if you guess which street I was on whenever I blew it out. Actually, you probably won't get it, but the main street I ride my bike on is called Valerie Street, so I'm always like, hey, I'm riding you right now, buddy.
I love it. Oh, come on, P.O., take that off the table. Here.
I love that I'm the only one that laughs at my antidotes. Thank you, dude.
It looks like
I get one once in a
Tesla
while, and it's totally worth it. Sorry.
Yeah, Tesla is redesigning its door handles after people were left trapped in the cars. Apparently, there's a manual release that you don't really know it's there, and it's about impossible to find unless you read the manual. How many people read the manual? Not that
Probably,
many, I bet.
my guess would be a higher percentage of Tesla owners. For some reason, I
Yeah,
think
it
that a
probably
Tesla
will.
owner is the type of person that probably reads their manuals.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, but it's still probably not more than 50%. And if they are reading it, it's probably more about the dashboard and this and that and all that kind of stuff.
I was going to say the table of index, like read it when you need to. You know you got a high-tech car when it comes with a self-driving feature, but you have to pay extra, post getting it home to turn it on. Did you guys know that about Teslas?
Oh, yeah.
Like, before they released it, the cars already had them in there. They just had to pay to, like, you have to rent stuff like heated seats, I think.
It's all software. It's just hitting a button. That's all it is.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, the stuff's already in your car, which begs the question, right? Can some nut job just take over my car and start driving it while I'm in it and take over control?
Well, of course.
And start self-driving my car and lock me out of everything and just run me into a wall. No thanks. I'll be in control of my car the whole time. Thank you. Yeah, so it's in every car that they make. Now, whether or not they've given you access to it or not, no, probably not. Even the ones who paid the, $20,000 extra are still waiting for it. The full self-drive service, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's still not in effect. But they're selling it.
You should see what they would change at Nissan. The Leaf is our all-electric car. We stopped making them. I think they still make them, but like in a different factory. But the battery, I can't remember how many miles it got on the battery, but you could get the double battery, which went exactly twice as many miles. And you should see what little step we make with such a small little thing to make it that. And it's like a huge jump in price.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Was it you guys I sent all the stuff to you about the deaths per car company and all that? One of you guys, I was sitting and I realized I opened an email I shouldn't open, and it had all the Fight Club statistics with all the car companies. Was that this show?
Yeah.
It was?
It
okay.
was,
Like,
yeah.
because the footage was shaky, because I knew that you're not even supposed to have your phone in there, much less taking a photo of it. But Tesla was at the top of it. I'm not sure if that is like whatever the car version of per capita is or not. I didn't look at it that long, but Tesla was at the top of that list. I love Fight
I
Club.
saw a Saturn on the road yesterday. I've only seen two since I've been out working, staying, playing in traffic. And I even said something about it yesterday, and somebody from somewhere, because we use walkie-talkies to talk back and forth when we have long and we can't see each other. And I was like, yeah, last car. And we always let, like, the last car that goes by, and then we stop the next person. We always let them know what that last car is. In case there's a gap or somebody slows down, they don't go send it when everybody's not through yet.
Whenever it started working there, did they still have to light the beacons of Gondor to tell them what the last car was?
So I think that Graham 9 in chat's got the right idea. He's waiting for that one Tesla to come back from space and get that one secondhand.
Oh, that's a solid idea, man.
You know they're gonna sell those tires, right?
Like, wasn't that car never released still? They've never released the Tesla Roadster for sale?
I don't know.
That's crazy. Who was it? Was it either Mark or Dave that went on about how they didn't use it any of the Tesla, car lots or showroom floors or any kind of Tesla ads or anything like that? Like, to me, that was almost as big as, it's too real, or it looks too fake to be real. Wait, am I saying that back?
No, it looks too. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Because it looks so fake. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, that would be like that's your ad right there. Like a huge poster ad right when you go into the showroom. Boom, we got one in space.
Believe it or not, we're about to get out of here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
I know. That's what I just did. I did that. I went, oh, wow. How in the hell are we at the end? Not just close, but yeah, we got like 2 minutes. So, thank you for
tensions are high out there, Cole.
Hanging out.
You guys, people are, at least in this country, people's emotions are real high right now, still. And when you come across families and friends that are having a rough time with all this stuff, just show some empathy. You don't have to agree with them or anything, but don't argue with them. Don't stir them up even more. Let's let some cooler heads prevail, and then we can have a conversation about all this stuff and what's going on, and steps we can take to bring us all back together towards the center a little bit more. Because it's getting scary, and the more we do this, the more we're going to give the government a reason to come in and do something. And no sides want that. That's my 2 cents. Love y'all.
Love you guys. It does seem.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Does seem like that's what they're pushing for. I've always heard
hang
it.
out with us Sunday. I'll shut up.
Me too. Rico, do you have something?
Once we're backstage.
Gotcha.
Oh, I love you, audience, though. I love you guys.
And we love you.
More than others.
Same. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. There, I know it's around somewhere. We'll be back here on Monday morning. At least I will be. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. Well, shit. Why don't you tune in Monday and see who, if anybody, shows up, because I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I may not make it either. I've been known to sleep in on a Monday myself. So go ahead and hit that bell notification and make sure you are tuned in so that you'll know when we go live, if we do go live. But you have a great rest of your weekend.
It's Rico's fault.
That's right. Damn Rico's fault.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
Be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.